you know, this is some very scary times we're dealing with right now, and I feel like this is actually important enough to take seriously, not joke about it, not meme about it, actually address it for what it is. You can have a positive opinion about this man, you can have a negative opinion about this man. I personally don't care. I'm kind of in the center. I think he's a bit of a clown at times. I feel like he's got a lot of good points and a lot of things to be said. Ever since my first video I did, you know, reacting to this man, I didn't even know who Andrew Tate was. I'd never even heard of this man until, like, he got canceled, and then that's how he got really, really freaking famous. And it's kind of like what he said, The Matrix, which I believe this is a real thing, because I've been saying this before I even knew who the fuck this man was. It has 1 to 3 steps. First, it's going to try to cancel you and kick you off of social media. Then it's going to try to imprison you, and then it's going to kill you. Anybody notice that Kanye has been missing? Like, where the fuck is Kanye West? He just dropped off. So it's very possible he's dead. Now, I'm calling it right now. He could very well be dead. Tinfoil hat moment. And it would suck if Kanye is dead. It really would. Because it would just prove a point that he was right the entire time. If he's dead. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? He could just be laying down low. I don't really know. But as for Andrew Tate, he basically made a tweet out. I know we're talking about all this Twitter drama because Twitter's just become so spicy lately. It's like Twitter really fell off once they banned Donald Trump. And like nobody gives a shit about Twitter anymore because they were like banning all the conservatives off there. So it was just like everyone wanted to live inside of an echo chamber and be like, oh, I'm so smart because all these other people who don't know what they are agree with everything I gotta say, so I must be intelligent. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to joke or meme, because this is actually something I'm kind of like, yo, hey, wait a minute. So, a couple days ago, Andrew Tate, he made a tweet out to Greta Thunberg, you know, the, how dare you, girl, you know, climate change girl. You know, the only thing she's known for ever, no matter how profound and like inspirational she's supposed to be, she's only known just for saying how dare you. Like, I don't care what anybody else says, that's all she's known for. But he made a tweet out to her like bragging about his like 36 cars he's got or some shit. And he was like, oh, send me an email address, or send me your email address and I'll give you like a full inventory of all my vehicles I have, because, you know, fossil fuels being burned up for gasoline or whatever. It's just a big fuck you to, you know, Greta Thunberg and the puppets, or the puppet masters that control her. Because let's be real. Let's be real here. So, you know, she responds with like, yeah, it's at like smalldickenergy.gmail or some shit. And it was a very weak response, but everyone's like, oh, you know, like that meme where all the black people just start jumping around, and, you know, that meme from like 10 years ago. And everyone's acting like, oh, she destroyed him. But in reality, it was like a cell phone, because it's just, you know, it's your email address. So, what? Everyone's like, oh, man, she destroyed Andrew Tate in one tweet. And I'm like, did she, though? Like, you basically just, like, cucked yourself in your own tweet. But, you know, people are too dumb to understand that. So it's just kind of like, what? Even if somebody doesn't like Andrew Tate and you have enough fucking chromosomes in your brain to be able to figure out what she just said, you'd be like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, I don't think that means what you think it means. So, I don't know, it was like 12 hours later, he responds to her, like, making some video, just bragging about himself, because, you know, it's Andrew Tate, he's got to brag. Then he gets, like, these 2 boxes of pizza, and then suddenly everyone's just like, why did it take you so long to respond to this? You know, meanwhile, it took Greta Thunberg, like, I don't know, like 12 hours to respond to him, too. But everyone just ignores that, because they're thinking, like, oh, he's supposed to be glued on the internet to respond to her. Like, it's like we're, like, talking about some high school shit right now, but it gets scary, it really does. So, he's already been banned off of social media. That's step 1, that's strike 1. Number 2, what they usually do in this situation is they're going to arrest you for some shit, or they're going to try to. Same thing that happened with Kanye West. They were trying to arrest him. Why? Because he was speaking out against everything. And then suddenly, oh, we got to arrest this man. Like Johnny Depp too, they were trying to do that. Like, it's a pattern. Like, you know, we go through the patterns. And suddenly Andrew Tate got arrested, quote unquote, for human trafficking. What? Where did this come from? Apparently he was hiding in Romania after doing, you know, like interviews and shit on the street. He was apparently hiding in Romania. He wasn't supposed to be known to be in Romania, you know, meanwhile tweeting on Twitter, you know, videos he filmed in Romania, mind you. But he's supposed to be hiding, and what gave it away is because she responded to him eating pizza or some shit, and his response video back at her about, you know, him flexing how stupid she is. I'm losing my voice here, but I'm just kind of like, what? Like, people are so stupid. I don't understand how you can sit there and look at life like this and not pay attention to anything around you, but think everything that you're looking at is reality, when everything else around you is filling in the rest of the gaps along the way. But you're too dumb to pay attention to all this. You're just looking here. Anybody with a fucking brain could tell you how dumb this was. Is he a trafficker? I don't think he is, but it is a little suspicious, you know what I mean? It is a little concerning that it's, for whatever reason, now suddenly he was arrested. Oh no. And everyone's like focused on this, and the whole reason I even know about this is because apparently Ethan Klein got unbanned from Twitter somehow, and he's been tweeting about it, and then apparently he got a cease and desist letter, and it's just, the whole thing's very scary, because the way that they try to shut you down, the way they try to go after you. Technically, I've already been banned. I've been banned off of Twitter a total of 23 or 24 times. This is my 24th or 25th account. I don't remember at this point. I've been banned off of YouTube. That hurt. Like, that actually, like, struck a nerve in me, man. Like, I've had that channel for so long. I had so many videos. It's all gone. And eventually, like, I'm not saying, like, I'm some kind of, like, high-ranking celebrity status or whatever, because I'm not. But I do speak against the narrative about 95% of the time, depending on what the whole thing is about. I remember I got in trouble back in, like, 2014 for talking against Ebola, because I was, like, the only person on my friends list on Facebook that was like, wait, Ebola's not even anything. It's literally just, it's like a glorified STD, and you can only get it from, like, consuming, like, shit or piss or blood. That's it. Or, like, getting it, you know, in your bloodstream, kind of like an STD. And everyone was acting like, oh, the zombie apocalypse is here. Then mainstream media was attacking Obama for it. Like, Fox News wouldn't shut the fuck up about this. See, people think I don't criticize right-wing people, but I do. Like, quite a bit, actually. Just not nearly as much as the other side, because the other side's a little cuckoo. But they were just going off about Ebola. And I'm like, dude, this isn't even anything serious. It was just like a way to slander Barack Obama, because let's face it, that's what it was. And I got in trouble for talking about this. I'm currently banned off of Facebook again right now for, like, literally nothing. I get in trouble on Facebook so much, I'm to the point where I don't even care about my account anymore. Like, what I want to do is just take some time to actually collect all my videos and photos off of there and just delete the account, because I don't fucking care about Facebook. You know what my main focus of Facebook is? Shit posting. I used to, you know, care a lot about, like, seeing what my friends were up to, but, like, the algorithm is so fucked on there. Like, anytime somebody, like, posts something, I won't see it unless people like it. Which is retarded, because I'm following these people and I want to see what they're talking about. But I can't unless somebody else acknowledges the post. So it's like, what's going on? I don't know. But yeah, I've been banned off to that. One of my Instagram accounts was banned last year for, like, no reason. I have no idea why it was banned, but it was. All I did was upload, like, you know, my channel videos and blogs on there. What else? It's just, you know, it's just a matter of time. Like, maybe I'll get arrested for something, like, retarded or something. I'll tweet something, and they'll send the police to my house, because, you know, that's happened, not for me, but that's happened to people on Twitter before, where you tweet something, like, criticizing some politician. I think Kamala Harris had that happen earlier this year or last year, where somebody tweeted against her, or maybe it was Nancy Pelosi, but either way, somebody tweeted something negative to them, the fucking cops showed up at their house. What the fuck kind of tyrannical bullshit are we dealing with in this country right now? Like, holy shit. And people are not alarmed by this at all. Everyone's just acting like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's how it should be. No. No. You shouldn't have that ever happen to you. And then, of course, step 3 is they're just gonna fucking gank you from behind. You know, suicide via 2 gunshots to the back of the head. The Epstein edition. You know, we're so focused on this shit, but I'm still curious, like, what happened to Janine Maxwell? Like, what about the names? What about the clients? What about the info? What about the scoop? I don't know. Do you know? I bet you don't. Because I don't know either. I don't know what's going on. Why are we talking about this? Why isn't this headlines? Fox News is even talking about this. So what the fuck is going on? I'm confused, and I'm really just like at a loss of words because I really don't know what to think or say about any of this. Like, what's going on? And I think the worst part about it is I know there are some specific people who will watch this video and think I'm having a bad take on this shit. And I know who you are, by the way. But in reality, it's just kind of like, how stupid are you? And how much of a not... Okay, let me word this very carefully so I don't get in trouble, because I almost said something I shouldn't. Apart from how stupid are you, how ignorant to the fact that the way the world is running right now, and you're just totally fine with that. You don't want to question it. You're easily manipulated. And that's something I will agree with Andrew Tate, because it's 100% true. Like, this whole country right now is manipulated out the ass. Remember my 4 horsemen of the apocalypse video I just made like a month ago or so? You got Hollywood, mainstream media, social media, and who's ever running the White House. If all 4 of them are in power and they're from the same political party, that's fucking concerning. That's something you should really be concerned about. For some reason, we're not. I don't understand why people aren't concerned about this shit. I grew up my whole life not giving a fuck about politics until I got a little bit older and I had a kid. Once I had a daughter, I was like, shit, I'm stuck now. Like, I really have to worry about what's happening in my country now. Beforehand, it was just like, whatever, I guess the orange man took over. Yeah, we have a landlord as a president. Everyone's mad because he wants border closed, which makes sense. But I guess people don't want that because they just want, like, you know, crime to run rampant. I'm not saying everybody that comes across the border were criminals, because that's just not the case. Some people are really trying to get out of a bad situation. But there's, you know, proper channels to go through to get past that, of course, but for whatever reason you don't want to do that. So at that point, you become a criminal. Yeah, you're literally, like, should not be here at that point. But most people are like, no, this is fine. Because they want the government to take care of them, and that is concerning. You shouldn't want the government to take care of you. The government's incompetent. The government's malicious. They are very sadistic. They're very controlling, power hungry. They will milk the fuck out of your wallet for everything that you're worth. Remember when we threw, like, a big argument, a big ruckus over a 2% T-tax? But now people are wanting to willingly vote to be taxed, like, for 60% of your fucking income. It's ridiculous. Especially living in California. Do you understand, for people who don't live here, how ridiculous our taxing is out here? Like, holy shit. In 2023, I don't know if this went away or not, but for the last time I fucking looked into it, they're going to start taxing me for how many miles I drive. Do you understand how fucking lunatic, batshit insane that is? For driving a vehicle, I'm going to be taxed. On top of the tax I already have to pay for the gasoline, on the high prices of the gasoline, on top of having to get smog detection on my car, which, if you don't know, they do yearly smog tests or whatever. If your car produces too much smog, you cannot legally operate that vehicle in the state of California, which is just kind of like, what the fuck? But they want to push these electric vehicles, which, guess what? How electric vehicles are done? I wonder how much damage to the environment they cause. But that's okay. And on top of that, they're like, yeah, we don't want you to have any gasoline cars. You have to have electric cars. But then also, the government in California is like, no. So specific days of the year, you cannot charge your car. You can't use electricity at all. My house has a generator, and we can use all the electricity we want. They actually shut my neighborhood down during the summertime because the electricity was too high or whatever. Except for my house, we still had AC. My grandma was smart. Spent like, I think $22,000 or $23,000 to get a generator put up. And at first I was like, what's the point of this? And I was like, oh, wait. I like how we just like derailed so far, but the whole point of this is we should really be concerned about what's going on. That's all I'm saying. If you're not concerned, I mean, hey, don't get upset when the world goes to shit and you're just like, what could have been done to prevent this? I don't know. You gotta think about it sometimes, man. That's all I gotta say. Like I said in the beginning of this, like him or hate him, it doesn't really matter. You should be very concerned about what's going on right now. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, you guys have a good day. I rambled for 15 minutes, so I will see everybody in the next video. Goodbye. Oh, and stay safe.